Okay. Oh, it looks like we might be live. I think we are. Let me just try the chat here and see if we're live. Okay, I think we are. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Technical difficulties trying to get this thing streaming here. But if you are locked in, let me know, please, guys. Let me know if you're locked in, and if you can see me, and if you can hear me, give us a shout. I'll give you a couple minutes. Let's see. So give us a shout if you can see or hear me. Let me know, and then we get things started. I believe we are live. Let's see. Not sure if the chat's working though, but it says it's unable to connect. But if you can type on the chat, let me know, please. So obviously we need the chat to be working, or whether or not I need to start again. So give me a shout, guys, if you can see me or hear me, if you can chat. Let's see. Hang on a second. Let's see. Oops. Hi Darren, can see you and hear you loud and clear. Lovely. Okay, so I guess it's my computer. It's not showing me the chat on the computer, but I can see it on my phone. So I'm gonna have to read the I'm gonna have to read the questions and stuff, the chat from my phone. So I'll be reading here because it's not working on here. Actually, let me just try something real quick. Let's see if this will work. Let's see. Just refreshing this. Yes, back on the computer now. Lovely. Hi, Robert. Hear you and see your YouTube. Nice, wicked. Jay Presley's plastering and building. Hi, Darren. Can see you and hear loud and clear. Wicked. Oh, nice one. Sorry, I had to refresh my page there. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a long one. It's a long time since I've done one. And obviously, you probably notice I haven't done as much videos that I normally do, like every day. But I have been trying to do a few here and there. Obviously, if you don't know, I'm in the Caribbean at the moment. I am in sunny Dominica. You can see the mountains in the background. And so I'm here for about 5 months. So yeah, I'm on a sort of a working holiday, sort of. Lots of things going on here, to be honest, lots of things going on, but I am doing some work while I'm here as well. One of the projects I'm doing is the main thing is repainting the house that I'm staying in now. I did show a video of the tour of the house, so if you haven't seen that, look out for that somewhere in the channel and you'll get an idea of the task at hand. I have started painting, doing the bits and bobs while I've been waiting scaffolding, which has been an absolute nightmare to get scaffolding. This is not like the UK, obviously, I'm in a third world country, so you can't like just get scaffolding there, get this there, all over the place. It's like there's one guy, there's two guys, there's three guys on the island that will do something. Like, so I had some scaffolding turn up today, which was literally a mobile tower, like an old school mobile tower. And I was like, well, this is not going to work. Couldn't even fit in the alleyway and couldn't even get halfway up the side of the building. So that went back. And we've been trying to get scaffolding, but anyone who's got proper scaffolding, it's on site somewhere being used. So at the moment, we've not been able to get any scaffolding. So I don't really know what's going to happen with that. But I've got some other things I need to do as well, so I'll be getting onto those, and you'll see those bits as the weeks and so on go on. So I'm going to be here till about June, then I'll be back in the UK. So I'm just out here with my family, basically. As I said before, I'm from Dominica, or my family's from Dominica. Mr. A, all of us are from pretty much the same village. MJ, we're all from the same place. So yeah, it's good to be here. It's his home. I call this home now, to be honest. And we plan to eventually move out here permanently. So we're just sort of having a little bit of a tester, just living like I've spent time here living as a kid, and I've been here on holiday all the time. But being somewhere and living somewhere is totally different. Do you know what I mean? So we're just trying to see how the vibe is living, having our own place, stuff like that. And also we're looking into building our own home as well. So I've got another channel. At the end of this, I'll put it in the description somewhere, but I've got another channel where I do vlogging and stuff. The channel is actually under my name, Darren Louis, on YouTube. And last week I went to our bit of land and I did some filming and showed our land and the plans of what I want to build and stuff. So videos like that will be on my vlog channel, where I show a lot of Dominica, a lot of the country, a lot of different things, sites and so on. So if you're interested in that stuff, look for my other channel. I will put it in the description as well after this video, so you guys can check out that page and you can see what I'm up to on my day to day. But guys, if you're in here, let me know. I can see there's quite a few of you in the chat already on viewing. So if you're in here, give us a shout. Let us know your name, where you are, where you're from. Also, like this video if you don't mind, so that way other subscribers will get notified so that they can see the video while I'm live as well. But this basically, I just wanted to do a video because I do them like pretty much maybe when we get to milestones. I know I did one at 10,000 subscribers. I think that might be the last one I did, and obviously now we are approaching 20,000, probably hit that today. So I thought let's do a sort of a celebration video just to say, and I like to say thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel, everybody who supports the channel, who makes comments, shares our videos, likes our videos, interacts with me all the time. I always like to stop and say thank you and appreciate every one of you. Those of you who are supporting via the Patreon as well as the YouTube membership as well. Those of you who are YouTube members and support the channel that way, I'd like to say thank you as well. It's very, very helpful, and I really, really appreciate the fact that you guys support the content that I create, and I try my best to do the best I can and to share as much as I can with you guys. Stuff that can help you with your own projects, DIY, stuff like that. I might need to close this door. Sorry, I've got a noisy dog out there. Let's see. Well, it's really hot in here. Yeah, so that's the purpose of my channel, is to just sort of share my journey, share tips. There's a lot of people who like to do DIY. That has always been me. Before I was doing this as a job, I was always that DIY person. I always like to do home improvements and stuff like that. So I know what it's like when you don't know how to do something, or just looking for resources and stuff. So try to put out the videos to help people in that respect. And also these Q&As is there to help with people who might have projects that they're ongoing and they've got questions that they want to ask myself or other professionals that are in the chats, because there's loads of other builders, and like we've got Jay Presty plastering, and we got bricklayers in there. Some of the questions are better answered by some of those guys as well in the comments as well. So if you've got any questions about anything that you're doing, just pop it in here. I'll read it out. I'll try and answer it. Someone else will probably answer it, and hopefully you can get an answer. So I'm going to read a couple of the comments as they are coming in. So guys, if you're in here, give us a shout. Let us know you're in here, and I can shout you out on the chat. So we've got Gracie Griffins. Blessings, family, all praises. Love watching your videos. So educational and inspiring. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that as well. Hi, Mark. Mark Durbin, and congratulations on the 20K subs. Keep up the great content. Cheers. Thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate that as well. And we got Jixie's Workshop. Greetings from Cork Island, originally from Grantham. Well done on 20K subs. Thank you very much. Thank you. And J Presley's plastering and building. Congrats on 20K. Also loving your journey back to Dominica. You've inspired me to go back to my Jamaican roots. Great to see the lifestyle out in Dominica. Best blessings to you and all your family. How's the cost of materials in Dominican Republic? Is it high like here? So yeah, so okay, a couple of things. Shout out to you, Jay Presley. I'm actually half Jamaican as well. I know I don't talk a lot about my Jamaican roots because mainly because I've never been to Jamaica, so I'm not as connected to Jamaica, if that makes sense, than I am to Dominica because I grew up in a household with Dominicans. So, but I'm actually half Jamaican as well. And I was actually supposed to go to Jamaica, I think in like 2 months' time or something, for a wedding. My friend's having a wedding, so we thought we'll be able to go there from here. But if you saw my video about the quarantine, we have to quarantine if we go to Jamaica. We're gonna have to quarantine when we come back. So we were just like, no, we're not doing that again. And it's a lot of money. It's cost us like $1,000 or something just to, because we got to spend our own hotel and everything. So basically, we decided we're not going to go to Jamaica again. Maybe we'll do it in the future, take a proper holiday. But also, I want to make one correction, and this is the biggest sin that you can make to any Dominican. I'm just warning you now, just in case you ever meet a Dominican person. The Dominican Republic and Dominica are two totally different countries. So a lot of people do get them confused because, in all fairness, a lot of people call the Dominican Republic Dominica as well, but it's actually a totally different country. Like, it couldn't be as different from each other as possible. They both are in the Caribbean, but Dominica is in the Windward Islands, so it's like one of the smaller islands that are sort of like around what do you call it? Antigua, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Kitts, Barbados, all the sort of archipelago of small islands, Martinique, Guadeloupe, all those type of places there, Barbuda, all that. So that's where Dominica is situated, right in the middle of that. And then you've got places like Dominican Republic, which is more to sort of like the northern part of the Caribbean, where it shares half of the island with Haiti. So you got, I think it's Dominican Republic on the left-hand half of the island, and the other half of the island is Haiti. So they share one island. So, and they're sort of like Spanish speaking in Dominican Republic. We speak English mostly, but we also have a Creole language, which is more sort of like a French sort of kind of a French sort of lingo, and very similar to what they speak in Haiti actually as well. So just a little educational lesson on Dominica. But yeah. So it's the cost of materials you're asking about. It's funny. Some things are actually cheaper. Some things are actually more expensive. It depends on what it is. I mean, things like our aggregates and stuff, I find they're quite reasonable. Most of our aggregates come from the island. So we have quite a few quarries and stuff. Obviously, Dominica is very mountainous. So we could quarry for millions of years. But we have a couple of quarries. We make cement here as well. So obviously there's limestone. We have all our stones, our sands. Most of the sands come from the river here. So those sort of stuff are fairly good priced. We make our own blocks on the island. So we don't use bricks like we do in the UK. We use like concrete blocks. Although you'll find that one or two houses on the island that have bricks in them and stuff, they must have been imported and stuff. But 99% of the houses built here are built out of concrete blocks, like the big concrete ones with the big holes in the middle. We use those, and they make them on various places in the island. And then people render their house sites, sand and cement, render the houses. and paint them. That's the most common style of houses. All our walls here are single skin. So we don't have an external wall and an internal wall, cavities. We don't have any of that stuff. We don't use insulation and that stuff. So basically, this wall here, this is this is the one wall that's on the outside. So it gets rendered on the inside with sand and cement. It gets rendered on the outside with sand and cement. It gets painted. And that's basically how the houses are built. Actually, you can't see. Maybe it's this window. This wall here. I think it's like an 8-inch block or something like that. So that's it. Yeah. Timber. I'll be looking at timber prices, and timber prices are expensive. Well, that's everywhere at the moment. But I think they were pretty much about the same as the UK, possibly even a little bit cheaper. Possibly. But I know timber in the UK, in Dominica, comes, I think, largely from places like Venezuela. So I think there's some sort of regional trade deals where I think that's allowing us to get our timber actually a little bit cheaper. So I think it does actually work out slightly cheaper than the UK with our timber. And I think largely that comes from places like Venezuela. We do have some hardwoods that people do farm here, like red cedars and stuff. I know people do, especially smaller carpenters. They will use that. They'll make furniture with it, doors, sofas, whatever, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think yeah, that's materials that I can think of in my head. So let's see what we got here. JMK, hi JMK, irregular. What's the population of Dominica? Dominica's population is really small. It's circulating around 71,000 people. So can you imagine, it's quite small, 71,000 people. And it's made up of at the moment, the majority of the population are black Dominicans, which we would almost call native. We call them native, but it's a bit confusing because we also have natives to the island, which are the original people who lived in this country before anybody else did, and they might be like you would call an equivalent of, say, like an Indian in America or something like that. So they're like, here we call them Calinegos. There's some people call them Carib, but it's becoming a little bit PC now, I think, to use that term currently. And we used to have Arawaks here as well, which are no longer around. But we have Calinegos who live throughout the island, but they also have like a reserve. They have an own area where they have a chief as well. They have an MP as well who represents in Parliament, but they also have a chief, and they have some certain other laws that are different there than outside. And the reserve is sort of like a free place for anybody that's who's an connected ancestry to Calinegos. So there's a few thousand who live there. I'm going to be taking a trip up there, so I'll definitely be doing some videos of that on my vlog channel. So look out for that if you subscribe to that channel. I'll go down there and show you guys the people, the crafts, all the the stuff that's still history and that still keeps going. It's quite amazing, really, really, really amazing up there, and that's on the northeast of the country. So yeah, so it's a small place, but they are fewer in number. We do have a growing Haitian community here as well, and we actually have a growing Chinese community as well, which is pretty much common throughout the Caribbean now. Yeah, but it's still very, very small. About 71,000 people is on the island. Okay, so let's move on. Lots of questions coming in now. 4x2, 4.8 meters. 2 years ago was £7, €7. Now it's 24 euros. I've had to scale back on projects I can do. I 100% understand that. It's absolutely crazy. Customers don't want to hear that though, but believe me, the prices have changed on materials, and this is why so many projects now the prices have gone up so much, and it's not really anything that us builders can do because the prices have gone up so much. Kirsty, hi Kirsty Radford, all the best for 2020. Love the honesty and transparency in your videos. Great to see the good guys at work. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Not all of us are bad. Not all builders are bad. Not all customers are bad. Every builder can tell you, as before every customer that can tell you they've had a bad builder, every builder can tell you they have bad customers. And it's unfortunate that, like I saw, this was really, I find this amusing, but there's a video that I've got on where I talk about where we kind of had a bad customer and we lost money on that as a result. And someone made a comment, like, I think yesterday, it might have been yesterday, I think I saw it. And they were just like, oh, I didn't know builders get scammed. Normally it's the other way around. Serves you right. Something like that. I was like, wow. And I was like, it's so crazy that people think builders are and customers are supposed to be at war with each other. It's absolutely ridiculous. But, there's all sorts out there. So I think we do try to create a good image as well of the construction industry, because with everything, there's, as I said, there's good, the bad, and the ugly. So we just try to do our best, and that's all we can do. Hi, Jake Harris. Do you always put a chase in and use vertical damp when, for example, building an extension with a cavity to an existing external wall? Okay, so we're building an extension with a cavity. Okay, I understand what you mean. I understand. Vertical chase, as in, what I would tend to do on that, if I was say you're building onto, let me just see if I get this right. An extension with a cavity to an existing external wall. So normally what I would do is run the DPC up the wall a bit. So where the wall meets where the new extension wall meets the external back of the house or whatever, I would run that cavity up the wall, so that way we don't to make sure there's no bridge between the cavity of no bridge between below the cavity. Oh gosh, sorry, my head's just going. Damp-proof course. So I ran the damp-proof course up the wall. I think that's what you're asking. If I'm not getting you right, then let me know. But I don't chase out the walls or anything. So and that is as vertical as it would be, running it up the wall. Probably about 20 mil. I'll run it up the wall, something like that. And that in most cases should be fine. Obviously it depends on the design, but that should be fine in most cases. So we've got a Val Strongal. Congratulations on 20k. Well deserved. Loving your video journal of your holiday. Thank you very much. Thanks for checking that out as well. Thank you. Marin Building. Hi, Marin. Well done on 20k subs, pal. Thanks a lot, man. Thank you very much. Jixie's loving the information. Let's see. Peter. Hi, Peter. Love your work. Really admire your work. I want you to build a garden office next year for me. Southeast London. Cool. No problem. I know I said in the last video I was so behind on emails. I think I caught up. I don't know if I've missed any, but I remember I spent the entire day just emailing. I've still got some replies to do, but when I was on the last project before we left, I didn't have a lot of time to get on with stuff because I was on such a tight schedule to finish the project before I came here. So I've only been trying to get through messages, whether it's Instagram, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's emails. So still a little bit behind, because when I got here, I sort of just said I need to have 2 weeks to just forget about work, and because it was really stressful the last couple of weeks. So I was like, now I'm trying to get back into things again. So once I'm back in London, yeah, definitely give you a shout. I'll be back in June. I'd be honest, I don't know how long I'm going to stay for because every single day that I'm here, I'm being more convinced that I don't want to go back to the UK. I'm being straight up. Every day I'm more convinced because I brought my daughter out here as well. She's 3. I brought her out here, and I live in London as well. I live in South London, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want her to grow up in the environment that that we're in London, and I just it's just I think she's loving it so much here. I just feel like I really want to just move here. There's one guy, one of our subscribers, name is Eric. I don't know if he's in the chat. If you're in here, Eric, give me a shout. I met Eric here in a cafe. We were sitting in a cafe, and he was like, "Are you Darren?" And he's been on the chat. He said, "Oh, he's going to be in Dominica and stuff." And he's literally made the move with his family over here. They bought land. They're ready to build. They moved over. We were having a real nice chat. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know if I want to really live in the UK at the moment. I mean, I love the UK, don't get me wrong. And I'll always be back and forth. But I think that I think I'd rather to live here as my main place to live. So, and everywhere's got its pros and cons. But I think overall, I want to live here more. So when I come back, I reckon maybe I might come back for 6 months. I don't know. So I don't know what I'm going to do when I get back or what projects I'm going to be able to do. But as soon as I think if you want something done, you need to shout at me now because I think what I'm going to do is probably book projects for literally the day I get back. I'll be back to work, and then I'll work up until I need to go again, and I might do that back and forth or something. So yeah, don't wait for me to get back. If you want something done, just shout me on the email. My email is for those who don't know, my email is pbuilders, that's Papa Builders at hotmail.com. Shout me an email there if you want to connect and so on. All right, let's move on. Jake Harris, on top of my question, love your work. Nice one, man. Thanks a lot. Jigsy. I was in Jamaica a few years ago and met white Jamaicans with Irish heritage. Very eye-opening. Yeah, in the Caribbean, you meet, as I say, the Caribbean is a melting pot. You go in the Caribbean, you'll meet you'll meet a Chinese guy who's a Rastafarian. Like you'll meet a white Irish guy who speaks like who's lived in Jamaica or born in Jamaica, even sometimes all his life. Just lots of different types of people. You just can't judge anyone. Speaking of the Caribbean, and with the Caribbean as well, people are very welcoming to people and friendly and stuff like that. So this is why a lot of people come here and enjoy it so much. So people are not so stressful about things. They don't take everything so seriously. And when you come from like the UK or America or somewhere that's really fast paced, it can be very frustrating at first because you're used to getting things done like quickly today. I mean, you saw me doing a video out there and I had no tools and it's just trying to find this and trying to find that. It's like I started doing some painting, for instance. I went into a hardware store and asked for a roller and a tray, and it was like, "Oh, we've only got rollers, we don't have any trays." And I was like, okay. And now they go to another shop and it's like, yeah, I've got rollers but we don't have any sleeves. So it's like it can be very stressful and it makes things that should be done in a day take a week. But you just have to slow down with everything. It's like if you're on the motorway, aka the UK, you can't drive 30 miles an hour because everybody else is just gonna get, you're gonna get hurt. But when you get on the A roads, you can't do 70 mile an hour either. You've got to slow down with everybody else. And once you slow down with everyone else, then you find that you're fine. So that's a little tip for anybody who's thinking of moving to somewhere like the Caribbean. Just be prepared that it's not going to be what you're used to, but as long as you're willing to accept that, slow down, you'll get into the vibe, and you find that you'll be less stressed as well. So it's all good. It's all good. So I don't really have any complaints. All right, let's keep it moving. Where are we? Wealth Builder. Found your channel and think you're smashing it, mate. I have to ask, in the UK, what do you think gets you more work, price work or day rate plus materials? Thanks a lot, man. What gives us more work? Well, to be honest, I don't do day rates at all. I don't do. I can't remember when last I did. Anytime I have done it, it's never worked out right. I did make an. I did give a story once for someone who did a day rate. I feel that when you work on day rates, because it depends on the person, but with my experience, you work on a day rate for someone, and they're thinking of what they're spending per day or per hour or whatever, and then you get people kind of looking over your shoulder, sort of like wanting to maximize every minute they can get out of you, if that makes sense. So I just don't think it really works out. And also with a day rate, I don't have everybody knows your customer knows what they're gonna spend. If I give you a set price, and was very important for me is when I set prices, I never change. I can't tell you, I can't think of any time in my life that I've gone back to a customer and said, it's going to cost more money, unless something's come up that's completely out of control. If I've priced it wrong, if I've made a mistake, I take the error and I take it on board, and I take the loss. So if you're giving a customer a price, then they know what their budget is and they know they've got enough money. If you do it on a day rate, they might think, oh, it's going to take 2-3 days. It takes 5 days for circumstances out of control, and then it's all over. So I don't entertain day rate. I've had people ask me for day rates. Someone asked me to almost build a house on a day rate, and I was like, you must be crazy. Like, I don't do day rates, so it's a fixed price. I think that's the best way. Personally, I think it's the best way. The only time it might be a good idea is if you're doing a project. Let's say you're taking over a project from someone else and there's 101 different things to do in the house. It's very hard to price that. But also I stay away from stuff like that anyway, because they're just a nightmare as well. So yeah, so 100% of our work is done on price anyway, so we don't do any day rate stuff. Emma, hey Emma, that's a good friend of mine. Well done, Darren. Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much. Hi Rob, evening all. Well done, 20k. Thanks mate, cheers, thank you. Sakafet Ras, hey Vernon Alexi, so I'm assuming you're Dominican. Sakafet is basically like a Dominican Creole, which is sort of like a casual, hey, what's up, sort of, what's going on. So that's what that means. So it's like probably the first thing that anybody learns in Creole. It's like literally the first thing anybody learns. Peter Sykes, no, we want you to stay in London. I understand it. It's a harsh life now in London. Yeah, London is just like, I don't know. It's just not getting any better. Like there's so many things that are not getting better in London, and it's just unfortunate because London's got such a great place, so much opportunity, so much great stuff in London. But also London is getting very expensive. I don't own a house in London, and I couldn't afford a house in London, so I'm thinking of the future as well. Whereas I could build a home here, which obviously I could build myself. I can build a home, take my time, build it for a fraction of what it would cost to buy a house in the UK, and and that's without a mortgage or anything like that. So it makes perfect sense for me, to do it. So it's what I can afford. I'm not going to be building any mansion or anything like that. I don't need that. So yeah, basically London's unfortunately out of my budget as far as it. And the thing is, I wouldn't move out of London because London's all I know in the UK. So moving out of London, like to say up north or something like that, I'd be starting over somewhere that I don't know. Whereas even though here's a lot further, I know the place, I know people. It's still like I can easily settle in here, kind of thing, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a lot of things that to consider here. Let's see. That's why I moved to Ireland, for the slower pace of life. Yeah, there you go. Do you know what I mean? Slower pace. Yeah, I definitely get that. I don't know what part of London you of Ireland you are. I've been to Northern Ireland quite a few times. My wife is actually half Northern Irish, so I've been there loads of times, and it's we're always in the country when we go up to see a family and stuff. So you know, I love it. I love it because it's me all over. Once I get there, I'm cool. Like I love it, you know. So I'm tired of the city. I'm so tired of the city life. Like it's just yeah. But I've always been a country boy anyway. So I think that yeah, I'm getting too old for the city life, man. All right, let's move on. Peter, I'm trying to keep up with these comments. But keep them coming and questions. The fact you're so straight on price and your standards are so high is why you're booked out for work. Yeah, I guess so. That works out. Yeah, it works for us. It works for us. Yeah, I think it's really important. I think with construction, it's very important that your customers know what they pay and you know what you're earning because you can budget. You know, you've got guys to pay. You see, we've got guys who work for us full time. You've got materials to pay for. And I just think that that way nobody's not sure of anything. And you know, yeah, I'm someone, I don't know, I'm just awkward like that. I hate asking people for money. Like, I'm just that awkward person. I feel awkward even asking for people money, even if it's my money that I'm owed. I just feel very awkward about it. I don't know why. But so that's partly why I guess I like it that way. So it's everybody knows what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Let's see. Jigsy's workshop. In England, it's the Tyler who will be there Monday 8 a.m. In Ireland. It's next week sometime. Yeah, basically, it's exactly the same here. It's exactly the same here. It's like yeah, sometime next week or whatever. Right? It's like that's how it is here. But how it is how it is. You know what I mean? JMK. I agree. London is great when you're young, free, and single. I don't think it's a great place to bring up children. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at the moment. Yeah, I agree. Young and single, chasing your career. There's so much opportunities in that respect. But when you're family, unless you've got, you've got a good salary or, you've got a nice place to live, it's sort of, maybe not the best place, I think, personally, what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, County Cork in the south. Oh, cool, nice. Um, sorry. Oh, you guys up in the chat as well here. All right, keep it up. All right, I live in Stoke. This is Robert Hacker. I live in Stoke on Trent. Same. I've lived in my life. Place dumped now. No future for young. Country's gone. Yeah, I hear you, B. I hear you. I've been in Stoke on Trent before a long while ago. I've been there, I think, twice. But yeah, it's just everything's changing. The world's changing. But the thing is, everywhere's changing. Dominica's changed from when I was young. But the difference is because it's such a slower pace, it's not changing as fast. So where we have changed to say maybe it might take 10 years for a country or things to change, it's something that is done in 6 months in the UK. Like like you think of how London was 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. We're still like decades behind, decades behind. So because of that, it's even though things are changing and oftentimes for the worse, it's not as drastic and it's not as changed as much from say when I was going to school here. It's still very similar in many respects. So it just gives you a bit more time. It's not so drastic, and I think that's what I like about it. Some of it can be frustrating because you think things should keep up to time. You mean you can't just order Uber Eats or something like that, or whatever. But who cares about these things? There's other ways of doing stuff. So I think that's why I say overall. When I look at overall, if I'm not worried about certain luxuries and certain things, I'm happy. Like I'm looking around for a vehicle at the moment, and it's like It's unbelievable. There's no like auto trader, or you could just look for a vehicle. I like cars, and I've always had different cars and stuff. In the UK, if I wanted to buy a car, if I needed a car, I'd find a car online today, and I'd have it by 5 o'clock today. Like it'd be done. I'd have it. Here, it's gonna take you just the process of transferring a vehicle over. You're gonna have to go into town. You got to go to this office. You got to sign these papers. Then you got to go over here. You got to pay this. You got to go over there, sort insurance. It's like everything's like it's gonna take you an entire day just to like buy a car or something. But just trying to find one on the island for sale, or a decent one, it's like I've looked over every single Facebook group that I could find, and it's like I probably still found like 5 cars possible to buy. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how it is. But if you're willing to look over those things, then you could. But most people, they have a car and they're gonna have that car for 20 years. So it's like, nobody's fussed like that sort of thing. Let's see. TV. Hey mate, love your work. Don't know about your cruise dance moves though. Love the content. Yeah, I'm no comment, man. You notice I'm not the dancer. I leave that to those guys. They're the dancers. You know what I mean? But it's all fun, man. We have a lot of fun. I miss the guys. I meant to call him this week. I keep saying I need to call him or video call him this week. I've spoken to Mr. A since I've been here. He called me like straight away, and like the same week I got here. Do you know what I mean? So I have to give him a call. I got to give him a call and give MJ a call this week and see how they're getting on and stuff. But it's London. They'll always be busy. Do you know what I mean? So but I'll give him a shout this week. Let's see. Peter. Hi, Peter. I lived in India, and yeah, the paperwork compared to London was crazy. Yeah, old school. Everything's done by paper. But I actually like some of it. For instance, we bought a bit of land 5 years ago, and it probably took 2 years for us to get the deeds. And when we did get the deeds, it's like you get this old school, proper deed that's got this seal and all this stuff on it. It's all signed by hand, and it's got to go off, sent off to another department somewhere else. This guy's got to sign it, and it's got to logged in to the. It's just like it's mad. Like you're in the 19th century or something like that. Well, it's just different, isn't it? Everything's not computerized like that yet. But that's how it is, and let's move on. Mr. Mackey. Hi, Mr. Mackey. Hey, Darren, congrats on 20k. Thank you. Love the vibe of channel. Are garden rooms, offices, something you could introduce to the Caribbean market? It's a good question, actually. I would say no and yes. No, in the sense that people here won't have the luxury of having a separate office outside of the house. Not saying everybody, but most people won't. And most people don't need it, because it's not like in the UK where so many people work from offices that can work from home and stuff like that. It's not so common here. However, homes, small, sort of unique, sort of small. We have a lot of people who have very small homes. And I think that the concept of some of the smaller or the larger garden houses could definitely work here. I've definitely got some ideas with that, of making sort of like small 1-bedroom houses. It's something that I have an idea that I'd like to pursue one day, which is to sort of like build a sort of affordable housing area where it's these little small houses with little gardens and stuff like that. So the concept can be used in a sense like that, but not, I wouldn't say for garden houses or for offices. But the properties themselves could be used, or larger versions could be used. Because here the properties are very simple to build. As I said earlier, it's single skin walls of concrete. And our roofs are quite straightforward. We do have flat roofs, but when they're flat roofs, they tend to be corrugated, galvanized steel. or they could be pitched as well, corrugated galvanized steel. So they're very easy and quick to build. So I think you could definitely, not like you're laying tiles or lots of single tiles and slates and membranes and all that. We don't have all that stuff. So it's a lot more easy to build. So definitely the idea could work in some ways. Yeah, definitely. Cool, let's move on. Marin. So I don't know, guys. Let me just have a quick check. I don't know if we hit 20,000 yet. I don't know. Thought we might have hit it by the time we had the meeting, but probably haven't. I don't think so. Oh, 19,987. Okay, cool. So we'll be close. Probably tonight or tomorrow we might hit that. So I know we're celebrating prematurely, but I can't do the video tomorrow because I'm busy tomorrow. So I said I got to do it Friday afternoon. It's actually 4 o'clock in Dominica's time now. Just to let you know, we're 4 hours behind the UK. So this is why I'm, doing it in the middle of the day. What's it like for building work in Dominica? There's lots of building work, actually. There is work everywhere. There's projects, like most places you go to. There's construction going on everywhere. If you've got skills, I think you can survive anywhere in the world if you've got skills. So, the little time that I'm here, there's so much people want me to do stuff, especially people that I know that are in the UK, or people that know someone who knows me, that knows I'm here and they've got property here that might need work, or they want to move over here and build a house. So there's lots of opportunities in that respect. Building, it's just like anyway, I would say, if you're a mason, a bricklayer, block layer, you can do carpentry, build roofs, whatever, electrician, a plumber, it's just like anything. I think there is work here, definitely is work for anyone with any of those skills and so on. Okay, let's go. JMK, maybe you can persuade Mr. A to move back home too. Yeah, he's going to move. He'll move when he's ready. Yeah, he'll definitely move when he's ready. He plans to retire here as well. So I think, he's probably ready to move. If everything's ready, I think he'd move anytime, I think. Or he's got a family and so on. But, I think he'd move here tomorrow if everything was right. Yeah, definitely. But he'll be moving here. He'll definitely be moving back here. Let's see. Haha, Didi with the wax, etc. So old school. Yeah, old school, man. Old school, really old school. So, let's see. Swim 15 subscribed before 20k. Glad to be a part of your channel's growth. Looking forward to more construction videos. Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate. That's a good point. Everybody that's subscribed here is basically, part of the 20k. So yeah, so thank you guys for that. TV again. Are done with London. Only really just joined the chat, and that's the vibe I am picking up. No, it's not I'm done with London. What I'm saying is that eventually I want to move here and live permanently. So I think that there's a lot of things that I prefer here than I do in London, and vice versa. But overall, I think, and just for raising a family and stuff, I think this is just a more wholesome place. It's a slower, it's a bit more laid back, and I'm at a point in my life where I just want to take things a little bit easier. I mean, I'm still young. I've just recently passed the 40 mark, but London is a hustle, man. It's a hustle, and when I'm here, I just enjoy the more quiet life. It's more quiet. Everyone around you is more sort of chilled, and because of that, I like it a lot more, So my wife's enjoying it a lot. My daughter's loving it. She loves outside, but when we're in London, it's like she can't just be outside whenever, anytime. Like you got to take her to the park or whatever. Whereas it's here, it's like she's outside a lot, So yeah, we got a beach right here. Literally, I can see the sea here. We can walk to the beach 10 minutes, and she can go in the beach, go in the water, or whatever. Go to rivers. You got rivers here. It's just like literally where I'm in here. This is called Portsmouth. there's a massive river down the road called the Indian River. And that's the river where they filmed a lot of the Pirates of the Caribbean. One of the movies where you've got the sort of like, what is she? She's like the voodoo lady who's got this house on the river. That's the river when they rode up to the river to our house in the forest, and the house is actually still there. When I was here last time, we took a trip there, and a boat trip up the river, and you can get off the boat, you can go inside the little house. The little wooden house is on the bank of the river, where they filmed that scene and stuff. They filmed quite a few scenes of the movie in Dominica and various places around the island. But the Indian River, which is literally just down the road, maybe if we, no, I did say we might go there, but I'll be honest, I don't want to take my daughter on a boat on a river. I just don't want it because I'm not the best swimmer. I can swim, I'm not the best swimmer, and she's 3 year old. You know what I mean? I just don't want to take the risk. So maybe when she's a bit older, we might do that. But I've been on there before. Do you know what I mean? So it's really nice, really, really nice, very picturesque. So let's see, moving on. Where are we? Yeah, easier to build stuff there. That's great. Yeah, much easier. I mean, if you see, for instance, the last house we built, I think we built it in probably about 10 weeks, something along those lines. And just the fact that we build cavity walls, so it's like double the amount of block work. You've also got the roof, which is so much more work because you're laying slates. We laid so many slates on that roof, whereas we would be using corrugated sheeting to cover the roof. We would have built that same house here in probably 4 weeks, literally. We don't have all this plasterboard in to do. It's not all that. It's just render the walls inside and, pretty much done. So I would build things very, very quickly if I was working here and I was building that sort of thing. I could do it very, very quickly. So that's one good thing about it as well. Lot more simple. The building regs and all that stuff. Let's see, Peter, last question. Okay, no problem. Do you recommend putting underfloor heating in garden office spaces? Yeah, why not? Why not? I can't see any downside to it. Obviously, it's going to be an electric underfloor heating. But yeah, I mean, most of the electric ones are comfort heating, most of them. So it might be nice to have it. I know some garden houses do put them in, but I would definitely say to have a radiator as well. But it would be nice. I think it'd be a nice touch to have underfloor heating in there as well. Why not? Let's see. TV. Would you consider consulting me on a project on my house? If interested, get onto me when you're free, or just say yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, just tell me what it is you got in mind. As I said, my email, I'll put it in the description now. Is pbuilders@hotmail.com. I've just typed it there for you guys. So yeah, send me an email of what it is you've got in mind, and if I can help you with that, then yeah, we can do it. I'll be back, as I said, in the UK about June, sometime in June. So I'll be free basically from June to do any projects. Let's see, T Brown. Certain parts of the Caribbean does give that relaxed vibe. It's a good place to settle down and to take it easy. Good choice, Darren. You deserve it. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thank you. Yeah, definitely is. I mean, like, I just remember my grandma. I was raised with my grandma pretty much most of my first, at least the first 16 years of my life I spent entirely with her. And when she retired and came to the Caribbean, I was 8 years old. I've said this before. I came here with her. She retired at 60. At the time she retired in the 80s, was 60, about 62. I think she retired at 62. And she came here and retired, and she lived for 30 years, relatively, ill-free, just loved, enjoyed it, her garden, whatever. She lived for 30 years here, and she still went to the sea, gone out to the sea and stuff like that. So, I saw her quality of life, and when she retired and she came here, she was like, she didn't want to go back. She didn't want to go back to UK ever again. She was just like, our son was, my uncle was always trying to send for her to come over, and she was just like, well, I don't want to do this traveling and all that. Like, she just enjoyed just the peacefulness of being at home and having her own space. So, it's definitely different. So obviously the weather is different. That helps the mood. But just so everything is sort of laid back and free, sort of different. Like literally, we've got the market there. It's Friday. The market's there. All the farmers are out with their stuff. Literally, just come from the farm and they're selling it. And we just went there and picked up our stuff, and we've cooked already. Do you know what I mean? And fish is fresh. You buy your fish every day. You don't buy frozen fish. You buy a catch of the day. Your tuna, whatever it is, you buy it. And I remember as a kid buying fish and it's still half alive in the bag. Like it's just been caught, literally, and you buy it. So it's like, that's sort of, the life is totally different. So, that's what I enjoy, you know what I mean? So, sorry, mate, or I will get hold of you if I send halfway. Okay, no problem, no worries at all. It looks like I need to drop you a line. Sure, as I said, anyone give me a shout. Here's my email. Any questions, even if I can help you. Some of you guys have messaged me before because you got projects and you just wanted to have a chat on the phone, and you're building a garden house or whatever, and I've given you some advice. I don't mind doing that. I'm always willing to sort of help out, or whatever you're stuck on, or no problems at all. Let's see. Wow, sorry, I don't know if I'm going to be able to call out your name. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to know my Roman numerals. Is that 17? Fear God 17, 1728, 17. If I'm correct, let me know. That's one thing about Dominica, the beautiful rivers. I'm hoping to visit as my wife family is from there. Oh, wicked, amazing. I'm from St. Lucia myself. Oh, amazing. So St. Lucia and Dominica are like sister islands. Like literally, they're like St. Lucians and Dominicans. They always get along. My uncle's married to a St. Lucian. We're very similar. We both speak the Creole as well. So yeah, we consider St. Lucia like a sister to Dominica, sort of very similar people, similar food, similar culture. Islands very similar, very near to each other. So yeah, amazing. And Dominicans always seem to get on along with St. Lucians, so it makes sense. Let's see. Wow, that's some retirement plan. It's got me thinking. Definitely. Listen, I'm always about provoking thoughts, especially when it comes to things like this. The amount of people that I've had these conversations with about just life and quality of your life, and open your mind to different things and not being limited to what's around you. And even if it's like, well, I grew up here, yeah, so what? There's you might find something you like more. You never know until you try it. Be open-minded. See the world is so much bigger than where you are. There's so many other people in the world, in different parts of the world, who do things differently, who see things differently. And I guess that's why it's good to travel, because it opens your eyes to see new ways of doing things, gives you ideas of, sometimes you reevaluate the things that you're doing or why you're doing them, and you think, well, why am I doing that? They're doing that. They're doing it this way, and you can kind of consider, doing things differently. So definitely, yeah, definitely good to be open-minded. Keep your mind open. Okay, let's move on. Solar panel. Hi, is it possible to build a garage with 3.6 meter high L-shaped interlocking concrete retaining walls? I don't know much about those particular walls. I'm assuming these are like some prefabbed walls or something like that. 3.6 meters high. I mean, a garage, generally speaking, you need planning permission in most cases for a garage anyway. So I can't see why. If it's 3.6 as well, you definitely need planning permission. So you will just need an architect to do some drawings basically, and just apply for that. But um, it's possible, but you will need planning permission. So as I said, in 99.9% of the cases. So yeah, I think you need to apply for that, and see what they say. Thomas, hi Thomas, hi Thomas, thanks for tuning in. Love your channel, pal. Respect from Ireland. Wicked, lovely. So we have a lot of people from Ireland. I know we actually do have quite a lot of viewers from Ireland actually, because I do get statistics based on where people are watching from. So yeah, we do have quite a few people from Ireland, which is amazing. Althea Lawrence, hi Althea. Howdy Darren, I need you to build my house in Grange. So glad you're considering going back for good. Can't wait myself to leave the big smoke. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, listen. Contact me. As I said, my email's there. Definitely, I'm up for it. Especially if it's here. Yeah, definitely. Why not? Why not? And it's funny you say the big smoke. I know the week before I left the UK, there was a warning about. It was a couple of days where there was a warning about pollution over London, where they were saying the government actually put a warning out actually and said people shouldn't exercise on that day or something like that, because something to do with there was all this smog and there was no breeze, so it wasn't moving and it was sitting over London and stuff like that. And for I would say for about 4 weeks, 5 weeks maybe before I left, I had this really bad cough, sorry, bad cough, a very dry cough. And I even got a COVID test and everything, because, they say if you have a persistent cough, and this cough I had this cough for probably 4 or 5 weeks. And literally since I've been here, I haven't been coughing. And I was coughing like a lot. I was coughing a lot. Yeah, and it more than likely was because I used to have asthma. I say used to because I used to literally get real bad allergies with like paint, dust, and it's weird because I'm on construction. But when I first started doing construction, I literally, if I had painted today this room and I didn't have a proper, I used to have the mask with all the filters and everything. If I didn't use that mask that day, I knew that when I'm gonna lay my head down tonight to sleep, I'm not gonna be able to breathe. I'm just gonna wake me up in the middle of the night, and I'm gonna have to be going outside for air to breathe and stuff. It was so bad, and it's probably been about, I would say, probably about 6 years since I've never had any of that again. It's 1 year I decided not to take any hay fever tablets, no allergy tablets, and I suffered that summer. Suffered so bad. And I don't know, I think my idea in my head was, oh, I'm going to let my body build up this immunity to it. And since that summer, I have never had any issues with allergies. I plaster, I do cement, I do carpentry. I've never had that again. But I did have this bad cough a couple of weeks before I left. And since I've been here, I've not had that again. I've not been coughing. It was really bad, like to the point my chest was hurting. I was coughing so much. And I couldn't shift the cough. I went through 2 bottles of cough medicine. Like, it's that bad. And I thought I need to get a COVID test and all that. And I did. I sent for the lateral flow. I did 2 tests and nothing. So I don't know if it's to do with the smoke or with, all that stuff. But obviously the air is so much cleaner. I mean, there's 99% of the country is covered in trees, literally 99% of it is green everywhere. So that helps for oxygen and stuff. So, or for clean air, shall I say, recycling the air. So I think all these things that's important to me is like health and stuff. And partly I think why it makes sense for me to stay here. I don't know if it's me or is the camera going blurry, is it? I don't know if it is, or if it is, let me know, because it looks a bit blurry on the computer. All right, let's move on. So yeah, as I said, give me a shout on my email, Althea, and yeah, we can chat, or I'll give you my number. You can WhatsApp or something like that. Have you got mobile internet? No, I'm using. We've got internet. I'm on the Wi-Fi. We've got internet here. I got Wi-Fi. Sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss, but most of the time it's all right. Giuseppe Del Don. I'm planning to build a summer garden studio. Thinking of having a shower and toilet fitted. Is there an alternative way to get the water supply instead of cutting into the main water pipes? Water tank? Not really, unless you dig a well in your garden, in your back garden. But I think pretty much you have to run the water from the house, really. I mean, it's not difficult to do. You need to make sure you well insulate those pipes, though. But yeah, you basically got to run a pipe from the back of your house, your kitchen or whatever, out to the garden. That's pretty much. I mean, if you put in a toilet, you're gonna have to do some drainage and sewer works as well, anyway. So yeah, run the pipes. But yeah, pretty much gonna have to run a lot of pipes and stuff. So there isn't any other way, pretty much, that I know of, anyway. Hey, IGHI, I just tuned in and you were blurry, but fine now. Okay, yeah, it looks like a camera. I think it's the sunlight and it just goes in and out. So sorry about that, guys. Cool. So I think we've been on for a while. We've been on for an hour. It usually takes me an hour to get to the end, to the last comments or questions. Obviously, if you've got any more, I hang about. I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. Give me a shout while I'm here. But if we are pretty much there, then I'll start wrapping up. But I know some of you jumped in halfway, at the end, whatever. And as I said, this is sort of like a thank you video. You know, I like to touch base with everyone once we meet milestones, 20 subscribers. This is 20,000 of us. It's not just me. It's everyone is involved in the channel, everyone who made the channel to be where it is, to exist, that motivates me to make the videos, that helps to keep the channel growing by viewing the videos, sharing the videos, liking them, commenting on them, and getting more people to know about what we do and so on. So this is sort of like a thank you. Let's have a chat. I think the last video if I may be wrong, it might have been 10,000 subscribers. If that's the case, if there's 10,000 people that I've not got to say hello to or, you know, have a chat with. So this is what I'm basically doing. So I don't know when I'll do the next one. I'll probably do another one while I'm here during the 4 months that I've got left. But you never know. Maybe we hit 50,000 before I go. So if we do, then we do a 50,000 one. So yeah, so that's about it, guys. It is now 4:20 here, and I'm just gonna grab something to eat. I'm just gonna chill out for the rest of the day, and tomorrow's Saturday. I'm gonna probably do a video. I've got a wall to repair at the back of this house that's got a big crack in it, so I've got to repair it, and I've got some special materials that arrived yesterday from the island of St. Martin, which is one of the US Virgin Islands. And the guy sent this product that he wants me to use. So it's some sort of special cement, expanding cement and stuff. So I'm going to try and document the repair of that wall and grinding it and whatever, and using this product and show you guys, you know, how I do it or how to do it. So yeah, hopefully I'll do that video tomorrow. So you might see a video tomorrow. If not, you might see it on Sunday. But yeah, so guys, I just want to say again, as I said, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, thanks for all your comments, your likes, your shares, all your encouragement. I really appreciate it all. It means a lot to me. This channel is become a huge part of my life. It means a lot, this channel to me. So I guess until the next video, I'm going to bid you farewell. Thanks for watching and see you guys soon. Take care.